Everybody, welcome back to Oliver Smith Watches. I'm George, this is Elizabeth, and today I want to touch on the subject. We've kind of covered what the best Rolex sport watch is. Now I want to talk about the best one you might not be thinking of.
Now, collectively, before we even started this video, we decided that the best Rolex sports model is the Submariner. And I think we've talked about that on our channel. You can find it pretty easily. Not to say it's been beaten to death, but there is a reason why it's the best Rolex sports model.
Yeah, no, it absolutely bears repeating. I mean, we talked about it earlier. The Submariner is just that perfect watch in so many ways. If you are on the beach in Maui in flip-flops, wear your Sub. If you're at Napa at a wedding, wear your Sub. It's an Amex Black Card. It's just welcome everywhere. It's that watch and has been for about my entire adult life.
So true, and it hits all the Rolex codes you look after. It hits all the sports watch codes you looked after, and it's been made for years. So you can either you're going for it new, and there's plenty of options on like the pre-owned and vintage market.
I will caveat that I'm a really big fan of the newest one, the 41.
Yeah.
For me, going from the maxi case to the 41 case, it brought back the original proportions. And in a lot of cases lately, I think Rolex has absolutely lost their minds when it comes to proportion. So it's kind of nice to see something subtle and inviting in that realm. But moving forward, there are two pieces that I've loved since their inception.
Yes.
And I know the term slept on is way overused, but I don't think everybody's really paying attention to these watches the way they should.
Right.
So I'd like to introduce you to the Sea Dweller 4000. I've affectionately called it the Apology Dweller for years.
Why is that?
They came out with this shortly after the first version of the Deep Sea.
Yes.
And for those of you who remember, the first version of the Deep Sea was, again, haphazardly proportioned. It was a large watch at 44. It was incredibly thick. I think it was 18 millimeters thick.
Huge watch.
And then they put it on like the same bracelet from the Sub. It had this like really weird anemic bracelet. Like it was just wonky.
Okay.
It was the first one I saw. I literally laughed out loud. I thought it was like way top heavy. It's just chunky and weird. And then I saw it on like a NATO and a rubber. And you kind of go, okay, And as I warmed up to it, and then they came out with the Sea Dweller 4000, the SD 4000, and it's a 40 millimeter Sea Dweller. Ceramic bezel, and it's the only one they ever did. It's the only 40 millimeter Sea Dweller ceramic they ever did.
44.
40 millimeter. 40. Yeah. So we're back down to like a normal human size, like one I can wear, and it was perfect. It was perfect because I'm also of the age where I remember when the Sea Dweller first hit. And I remember the Submariner guys literally heating up and taking off the Cyclops to get that Sea Dweller look.
Wow.
They didn't want to spend for a new watch, but they wanted to look like the new hotness. And for those of you that don't know, the Sea Dweller is a Submariner kind of ramped up.
Yes.
A little bit more depth rating.
Well, kind of like a thicker big brother.
Yeah, it's a little bit thicker, not disturbingly so, but it does have a helium escape valve. Initially, the Sea Dweller was the only watch you could get from Rolex that had a date but didn't have a Cyclops. Kind of interesting there. I think that the thought was that at depth, there'd be too much pressure on the Cyclops and it would break the crystal.
Like, why mess with it?
I don't know. That's what I heard.
Okay.
If you know why it doesn't have one, please let me know. Comment. I'd love to know. That's just like the rumor I've always heard, and I don't actually know if it's fact. But then they made it go away. Literally, it was out, I think it was a 2-year run.
Right.
And then it was gone. And they, don't get me wrong, they've revamped the Deep Sea and they've done some good work there. I'm just going to leave my opinion on the 50 millimeter titanium thing, kind of hanging in the air for now.
Oversized, yeah.
I've not been hands-on with it yet. Little shocking that they did it, but we'll wait and try to get hands-on with one and give you like a real review of that one.
Right.
But it's just funny. I think that might be my favorite slept-on watch is the Sea Dweller 4000, the Apology Dweller.
Yeah, the Apology Dweller.
And then the other one I really like is not a Submariner necessarily. Call it a Submariner with a complication. It's the GMT-Master II, and specifically the green. It has a green GMT hand, and GMT-Master II is written in green. It's a 50th anniversary that everybody forgot about. It's this subtle pop of green. It's kind of predates the two colored bezels.
Yeah, so this was pre-party bezel. So at the time, the green was a big deal. This was like a lot of color for the watch, right?
Yeah, correct. And I always thought of it as a sub with a complication, and a useful one at that. I mean, in our line of work, we are fortunate enough to get to travel a lot and things like that. So I wear this watch. This one I play is actually mine. So please, when you see the close-ups, forgive all three of these watches. These are pre-owned at best, and mine is well loved.
Worn and loved, as we like to say. Yep.
So yeah, in conclusion, if you haven't seen one up close, please do yourself a favor and check them out. They are fantastic watches, again, that not everybody's really looking at.
Right, a little bit outside of just the hype pieces you keep seeing. We wanted to introduce something a little bit more unique, a little bit more specialized. Let us know what you think below in the comments, and thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, guys.